Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be showing you my exact trading strategy that has made me a profitable day trader. I spent years trading unprofitably. And during that time, I was trading a lot of different systems. I definitely strategy hopped, but I also spent some significant amount of times in some strategies. I spent 8 months learning ICT concepts. I spent probably 8 months as well learning Ross Cameron strategy and trading it. And all these things work for specific people, it seems. They are able to make money using their strategy. I wasn't. I found that as a beginner, I needed a strategy that was going to be very beginner friendly, that didn't require years of built up skill to be able to be profitable. I also found that I needed a strategy that was going to fit my personal lifestyle best. I found that I needed a strategy that had really tight risk and really high reward to balance out losing streaks that I inevitably was always finding myself in. No matter how great of a green day I would have, it felt like the next 3 days were red days. And I needed a strategy that was going to be forgiving for a beginner, something that allowed for multiple losses in a row without wiping out that initial profit. So I realized I needed a low risk, high reward strategy that maybe the accuracy wasn't as high on, but it allowed that profit to be protected inherently within that strategy. I also found that I really needed a strategy that was systematized, that really didn't allow much space at all whatsoever for my emotions to enter the picture or my instincts to be making decisions for me. Essentially, I needed trading to be a lot less stressful and a lot more systematic. So I stopped adopting other people's strategies and I just made my own. The process of creating my own strategy was way faster than I anticipated. It came together much more quickly because I had had so many disparate areas of knowledge that I was able to put together and create my own. So, what you're going to see today is a combination of a lot of different strategies I've seen out there, but it's personalized to what works for me. Okay, enough talking. Let's get into exactly how I trade. The first step is that I'm looking for breaks of structure on the 4 hour chart of micro gold futures. This only works parameter wise for micro gold futures. I'm sure you could use this idea on different symbols, but you're going to need to back test and find different parameters of risk to reward that work for that symbol. I just know that this works very well for micro gold futures, but 30 points won't work perfectly for another symbol. So figure that out yourself if you want to trade another symbol, but this works for micro gold futures. I'm going to show you what marking out a break of structure looks like. This to me looks like a zone of structure, a low. A low was formed by candles. Candles are collecting their bottoms here, and then they've been supported and have pushed past this. So for me, if we broke this zone, the bottom of this red candle, that would be a short entry. So that's breaking a zone of structure. And let's create, oh, there we go. That would have been an entry. This for me, if price for some reason went down, we didn't break, and then we came back up and broke, I would be in for a long here. So this would be my top range. And I always have these on the chart. I always have zones marked out where price is either identify or it's either breaking low or breaking high. I always have that marked. I'll show you some more examples so you can see this price is just going down here. I would mark this as a low. So if we broke below this, that would be a break of structure for me. And I don't really feel comfortable with these highs. I would keep this. So let's see what happens. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, awesome. So now we have another zone for a high. This would be my new long entry zone, and I would keep this short entry zone. I might move it up here, but I might not. I think it's safer to keep it low. All right. And then we enter, this is kind of consolidation, but then we broke. Wouldn't have gotten an entry because this is a gap up. Let's see. This isn't the best zone to show you an example in, but then I would have this be the high, and this would be our new low. Okay, so we would have entered, probably gotten stopped out, but we still would have caught this sell and likely would have made profit. But this is just me trying to show you what a break of structure is. It's marking out the high and low on a chart. And when price violates it, you either sell if it's going down, or you buy if it, or you go long for me if it's going up. So now this green line denotes the ideal entry point. Okay. The ideal entry point is going to be at the exact low of this bar, okay? Whether we enter early or late, we are always calculating our profit and risk based on this ideal entry zone. So from this zone, I risk 12 points and I am looking to gain 30 points. So that's what these parameters look like if I had an ideal entry. Now I'm going to show you why I often get in early, because stop limit orders and limit orders don't work very well for this strategy because you're almost always getting slippage. And slippage doesn't work great for this because it's such a tight zone that I'm risking and such a tight zone that I'm looking for profit. You're likely going to be losing profit. When I'm approaching this line and I'm about 2 or 3 points away, I likely will enter. And a reason why I enter is because price often doesn't even allow you to enter at the ideal zone. It like surges down really fast and then you have no opportunity to get in. But look what happens. Say I get in a couple points early. All of a sudden, my risk goes down and my reward goes up. But if I entered a little bit late, say it pushed past my entry point, I enter late, I am risking more to make less. So the edge of the strategy is greatly reduced if you enter late. Every time I enter late, also, I lose. So I am always taking a bigger loss than I intended to. Entering late is not good. So sometimes I enter early and I just get stopped out and we never even hit the actual ideal entry zone. That is a huge bummer, but it doesn't happen that often. And that's why I try to enter as close to the ideal entry zone as I can. But that's just a part of the strategy. Some that happens rarely, but it can happen. But it's better for me than entering late and just risking more consistently. So once price is up in my favor from this ideal zone, 24 points, which if we entered at the perfect point would be $240. Once we are up $240, my risk goes to break even. So I am now risking nothing once we're up 24 points. If for some reason that first trade I get stopped out, I allow myself a second entry. And what I call it is the B entry. The B entry is very important in my trading strategy because often the A does not work out. I mean, plenty of times it does. So I still take A trades, but a decent percentage of the time, the A trade will fail and then the B trade will work best. So I allow myself that second entry. And what that looks like is this. So this for me would have been a low. And this right here would have been a break of this structure. So I would have entered here. And let's go down to a smaller time frame so that we can see the details of this. So down on the 15-minute time frame, you can see more details. And you would see that we would be entering right here, and then we would have been stopped out. That would have been in the A trade. So we got stopped out of the A trade, no problem, because the B entry is going to work. And how I enter for a B is the exact same way I enter for the A. So when price is up here, I'm looking for price to come back down to the exact same spot. And I'm going to enter once again for a sell, and I'm going to hold the same parameters. I'm going to hold for 12 points of risk, and I'm going to look for 300 points of reward. That is the B trade. And you can see that this B trade hits. So the B trade was successful. That is a huge part of the strategy. I also try to avoid trading in consolidation. But well, let's look like this. This to me would be avoiding trading in consolidation. This is going to give you fake outs, okay? But when we break out of this zone, I would have it marked like this. If we broke above or below, this is the only time I'm looking for more profit than I normally do. So instead of the 30 point profit goal, I'm looking for 45 points from the ideal entry zone. So it would look like this. We would sell here. I would still risk 120. Pretend that's 120. It says 119, but it's annoying. I can't get it exactly right. And same things. Pretend that says $450. Anyways, so I'm looking for 45 points and I'm still risking 12. It's the same it's the same rules. Still can take a B trade, still trying to go break even at 240, but I am just looking for more money because these breaks tend to be pretty volatile. And in fact, like you can see, it goes down to 800 something, or 82 points, something like that. But I'm just looking for 45 points. I'm looking for a conservative uh, boost to my normal gain. The last component to my trading strategy are my hours. I am trading from 8 a.m. Eastern time until 11 p.m. Eastern time. And that sounds like a huge range, but it's really not because you're not taking many trades in a day. So I'm setting alerts on these highs and lows, and I'm setting them um before as well. Like I'm giving myself a zone where like if we are approaching my alerts are go if we are approaching a zone, my alerts are going off. So I set many lines with many alerts so that I know what's going on with my trades. But a lot of this is just waiting. So you're not trading actively from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. That would be terrible. This rule has really helped me create a lot of stability in my trading hours because the futures market goes all night, and I need a stop. So I've back tested this. It is very profitable between 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. And if I trade nights sometimes, but not other times, it really messes up the strategy because sometimes you're taking more losses, but not getting the opportunity to make up for them other nights. So it just keeps an even amount of exposure to the market. So I'm only trading from 8 a.m. Eastern to 11 p.m. Eastern. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Let me know how your trading is going. You can email me as well. I believe my email is available on my YouTube. I would love to answer any questions you have about this trading strategy. And I hope it helps you if you're interested in a beginner friendly trading strategy. I highly recommend this one. It has took me from years of being not profitable to being profitable. It is such a forgiving strategy and I highly recommend it. It's very steady, it's very stable, and it's very systematic. But yeah, if there's anything I haven't covered, if you have any questions, please let me know and I will cover them. And good luck trading. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.